everybody, it's October and it's time to grill some more seafood. In a pan we're going to have some nice prawn, and it's going to be tabac grillé au sel de mer, which is a very simple prawn with salt and a light coating. And next to that we'll have a black rice, but it will be heirloom tomato, eggplant, calamari, and scallop black rice. So it's going to have an infusion of flavors that'll just knock your socks off, and it's going to be really easy. With putting some butter in the pan to saute the onion for the rice. I'll put about a couple of teaspoons. Let's fire this up over here. And I have one very large onion, or two small onions, two medium onions. Onions to flavor, honestly, because they'll saute down to a much smaller amount and they'll infuse with the rice and give it a really nice flavor. So I use one large onion for this one because I'll be putting other vegetables in this dish and I need to leave room. I'm going to chop up some heirloom tomatoes for this, and I'll dice it up in a rough chop. These are going to cook for quite a while on the, look at this tomato, isn't this an amazing heirloom? We'll slice this thinly over here, and we'll put all different kinds in just for coloration and the mixture of flavors. Some are a little bit more sweet and some are a little more tart. Let's see, we'll add a couple of red ones also. But these are all going to melt down into not much, so you don't have to chop it up too fine. It's up to you though. The finer the chop, the more that they will actually disappear into the recipe. So it's up to you. You can add some that are finely chopped and then some that are larger in portion like this. Okay, we'll chop up a little eggplants. These are absolutely stunning, absolutely amazing. Look at the color and also the texture, the shapes. I'd like to keep some of these whole for decoration, but it actually wouldn't work out very well that way. So what we'll do is we'll slice these up, get back here, and put them in the pot over here. We're going to add those with the tomatoes in just a little bit. Now this one is really hard to cut, so I'm going to actually saute those probably first. Some of these I've never worked with before, and some of these I have. These little baby guys I'm going to leave whole, so you just want to cut the stem off like that and throw them in. The stem would be too much fiber. What do you think? Okay, so once we're done chopping these, we're going to also put them on the fire. Okay, it's time to add our tomatoes. The flavor, the colors, everything, fantastic. Fancy, and I just happen to have these at my disposal. And we're going to just saute that up a little bit over here before we add the rest of the ingredients. Let's check on our mixture over here. The eggplant, the tomatoes, and the oignon. Boy, is it looking good. It smells heavenly. Period. It's just got an amazing scent. Okay, time to add the rice. Let's add the water first, which is 3 cups. Next will be the rice, which I washed over there. You always want to wash out the rice. For any kind of impurities, you'll see that the rice water is actually quite purple when you first wash it out. And I'm going to add a couple of heaping tablespoons of chicken stock. Ragu, I love this one over here. That's going to be a good part of the basis of the flavor for us. And we're just going to stir that in very gently, break up the chicken seasoning, and we're going to cover that up and let that cook for about 20 minutes, and we'll check on it, see if we need more water. Okay, we're going to prepare the squid, but it's pretty tough stuff, so you want to make sure that your knife is incredibly sharp. Otherwise, you're just going to chase it around the cutting board. And we have both the tentacles as well as the tube part, or the head part, which luckily they already took out the cartilage for me, so you can just slice it into rings. Very traditional this way. See how this is a sharp knife, and look at how hard it is to cut. Of course, I'm stacking them by 2, and so probably easier just to do one at a time. And then as far as the tentacles go, you can just cut those up in any fashion that you'd like. Some like to have it so that they're actually whole like this, and it gives a really good presentation. Or you can just cut it in two, and then you'll have just the same effect practically. I have my shrimp over here, and these shrimp are beautiful. They just came off the coast of Carolina, and we're just going to take off the heads and peel them and take off the legs. That's very simple, and I'll show you how to do one. Just simply chop it like that, and then you peel it back. It's like a mini lobster. You can just take off the shell like this. It peels right off, and so do the legs. And we're going to do the rest of them so that we can fry them up. Look how easy that was. Okay. Alright, I let this cook for 25 minutes, and I shut off the heat just now, and it seems to be cooking very nicely. Woo. So I'm just going to stir it up a little bit so that it mixes up. Cover it up. We're going to let it sit there for about another 15-20 minutes, let all the moisture get absorbed into the rice, and so it's going to fluff up a little bit, and the flavors will infuse fantastically. Time for us to fix our shrimp on the stove over here. We're going to fry it up in the cornmeal and sea salt, and we'll actually dip it in the flour, then the egg, and then the cornmeal after. So the cornmeal is here, and I have about it's like a cup, and I'm going to put a teaspoon and a half of salt. How's that for exact? Let's whisk it up a little bit. It's pretty close, let me tell you. Alright, we're going to add the pepper on top once the shrimp are done. Okay, let's break the eggs, and we're going to whisk that. And we'll start the mixture together for our shrimp. This is going to go on top of our rice. It's going to be incredibly elegant. It might taste. Okay, there was a tablespoon of water in the egg mixture. And we'll take our shrimp. You want to put it in the flour first. Okay, so it's in the flour. And then we're going to put it in the egg. Then the cornmeal. And I'm going to repeat the process. Look at this, both hands at the same time. So they'll look nice and coated like this. Very simple flour, egg, make sure it's coated well. Then cornmeal, toss it around. Okay, they're ready for the fire. Okay, I already placed the shrimp in the pan, and it's time to turn them around. They've been cooking about 3 minutes on each side on a very light heat, and I've got extra virgin olive oil, so you don't want to put it over too hot of a heat. And they're that beautiful golden color. It's time to put our seafood in our black rice dish. But first, I do want to try it, stir it up a little bit, and see what the flavors look like. The consistency is perfect. And you can see the little tiny eggplants in there. Okay. The flavors, the tomato flavors are fantastic. I have sea scallops here, which I cut into smaller chunks so that I can infuse with the rice, and also add the calamari. And we're going to put that on a low flame just for a little bit. The last thing you want to do is overcook both the calamari as well as the scallops. Another wonderful dish with black rice that is combined in flavors with heirloom tomatoes, eggplant, calamari, and scallops. It sounds like a lot of ingredients. It's really not. It's basically just 4 more beside the black rice, and it's a one-pot meal. It's very simple. And our shrimp couldn't get much easier as well. It has a light crusting to it and a wonderful flavor of the cornmeal and the sea salt. Just enough so you can taste the shrimp shine through. You put them together and you've got a real heck of a meal here. So everybody, enjoy this. I think you'll find it easy and incredibly tasty. So enjoy and share the flavors and the conversation in the kitchen with your family and your friends. Take care.